So tomorrow I have my theoretical exam for my personal training course. If I pass this and then the next exam, I will be an officially certified personal trainer. What does that mean? I honestly don't know. That's the type of thing that I'm going to be talking about today because it's something that's going on in my life. It's something that's coming up right now that I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to share a little bit of insight into the world of personal training. I'm going to share a little bit of personal ideas and stories, things that I plan on doing when I hopefully, if all goes well, get certified to be an official personal trainer. And kind of that's what I'm going to talk about in today's episode. I'm wearing the Argentina shirt representing because Argentina are playing today. Both Portugal and Argentina are playing today. But I actually don't have a Portugal shirt. That's like the one thing I'm missing. I have a Canada shirt, an old Canada shirt, but a Canada shirt. I have my Argentina shirt. I don't have a Portugal shirt. Maybe I'll get one in the future, but I'm excited for the games today. Tomorrow I'm going to be breaking down the group stage of the World Cup, talking about all the stuff that's happened in the group stage and giving probably giving some predictions as to what's going to happen in the knockout rounds. So stay tuned for that for tomorrow. That's obviously what I'm going to be doing tomorrow because I'm going to be recording an episode early in the morning talking about that stuff. And then obviously I'm going to be going and doing my exam tomorrow. And then I have an extra fun event with friends that I'm doing right after. So I'm out all day. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about something that's kind of a little bit easier to talk about, admittedly. So today, I'm going to touch upon the whole personal training stuff. Obviously, the results of the exam, well, if I don't pass the exam, then, this conversation doesn't really matter. But I'm pretty confident that I will. I hope so. I've been studying pretty hard. I've been really looking through there's a textbook you have to look through, the concepts, reviewing the concepts. I think I'll do well. I'm confident that I can pass, but if for whatever reason I don't pass, then well, we gotta kind of regroup, reset, look to different things. But for me, what I'm planning to do with the personal training license, I'm honestly just getting it to get it. I'm not really I don't really have any specific plans to go into the industry. I'm looking at it and I'm not really sure if that's something I want to do. I definitely don't want to do an entrepreneurship thing where I'm managing my clients and stuff like that. I'm not really kind of in the space to do that. I don't really feel like doing that. That doesn't really feel like a thing that I want to do. What I could be using it for is to actually be employed somewhere that involves some level of training other people, whatever it may be, whether it be the old place I used to work at or some other gym that's out there. If that's possible, that I can maybe use that for something just to get a little bit of money in, just to work a little bit in that regard and to be an option for people that need that stuff and companies that need a person like that. I think that's probably the route I'm going to take. I'm not really going to be doing something on my own. Maybe I might just train people sporadically on the side, and obviously having the knowledge and the newfound, learning, expertise, knowledge of the industry and the systems and how it all works can help me with direct family and friends becoming the guy who knows his stuff type of thing. From a personal brand perspective, I can work on that as well. But in terms of actually going out and being a personal trainer and making that my full-time thing, I'm not really sure if that's going to be what I'm doing. I'm doing it just so it's an option, just so it's something I have. But in terms of what I'm thinking about right now, that's probably what I'm going to be doing with it more so, just to have the knowledge and the certification, the credibility to help people around me and to potentially get an actual employed job somewhere. That's probably the idea that I have personally when it comes to it. And it could also help with me personally, my own workouts, my own exercises, the way I train myself so that I can grow a little bit bigger as well. So that's probably what I'm going to be using it for. Some interesting points that I learned from personal training. Basically, the idea of a personal trainer, it's a very interesting idea because a lot of people could be saying, oh, well, why do you need a personal trainer? I'll just go to the gym by myself, right? It's I'll just do it by myself. It's easy, right? But the thing is that, sure, there are some people, absolutely, you can go by yourself. Like me, myself, I trained by myself for the vast majority of my life. I had a personal trainer from a football perspective, helping with football things for a little while in Portugal, but in the gym, I was always by myself. I was always doing things on my own. I knew what I was doing. I've spent enough time in the gym to understand how it all works, right? But what a personal trainer does that is a little bit different, it's for the people that struggle to get out to the gym. It's the people that struggle with the consistency. What a personal trainer is, it's kind of like an accountability partner. You're an accountability partner for someone. You're maybe introducing new knowledge, new concepts of things and ideas and workouts and split training and all that stuff that maybe you didn't know about before, but actually increases the level of the training, the intensity of your training, and makes you feel better at the end of the workout and actually helps you get results faster. And it's just a person to keep you accountable. It's a person to motivate you, reassure you of things, right? It's a person to talk to, connect with, right? Build a connection with, have some social interaction with, while also working out, working hard, working towards your goals. The personal trainer's goal is to kind of plan all of that for someone and then charge them a ludicrous amount of money. But that's a separate point. I'll talk about that later. You plan something for someone, you plan something so that it gives them something to stick to, that they can actually look at. This is the schedule, this is the structure, this is how you're going to lose the weight, this is how you're going to gain the muscle, this is how you're going to improve the quality of your life, all those types of things. That's really like the essence of what you do as a personal trainer, that maybe a lot of people don't really appreciate, right? Like I actually learned quite a bit when I did the course a month ago, and since I've been studying, preparing for the exam. Like, I've been learning a lot more about different types of exercises, different ways you can do split training, that type of thing, that like different types of sets that you can do, right? Like drop sets, supersets. I knew those, but like there's some more advanced sets that you can focus on, and it really gives you a really good pump, gives you really good burn, really good feeling, and it just improves the quality of my workouts, but it improves my knowledge in terms of how I actually know how workouts work and all that kind of stuff, right? So learning a little bit more about it has been pretty good. I've enjoyed it because as a guy who goes to the gym a lot, I really do enjoy that kind of learning about the muscle, some of the nerdy stuff. I do enjoy that, like the learning about the muscles and the bones and the joints and like different exercises, different methods to do exercise, different types of sets that you can do, different training programs you can focus on. Those types of things, like I quite enjoy, like because I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to that, like energy systems, those types of things, right? Like, I enjoy that stuff. So learning about it a little bit more in detail, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed the course. The instructor I had is a very good instructor, and I hope that I do well on the exam. But I've been just studying, learning. So me learning about these things has also made me realize, oh yeah, there's definitely a lot that I didn't know already. Like, I knew a good amount of it for sure, but there was a lot that I didn't know. A lot that I could definitely add to my own training, and I can give advice to other people to help them train better, to help them recover better, rest up better, and help them have less pain or whatever their problem is, right? There's someone in my life right now, they have a lot of pain in their knees and their ankles, and I guess it's my kind of half task, let's say, to help them with it. Help them with their soreness, their stiffness in their muscles and in their joints through proper recovery practices and through a better strength program than what they've currently been going on, right? This is just like kind of a side project, not getting paid for it, obviously, and also I'm not fully certified yet, so I can't get paid for it anyway. But that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, focusing on trying to help someone else in my life. It can be a good case study to help me move forward. But the idea of personal training is that it's like there actually is a lot in there that the average person maybe wouldn't know or wouldn't even appreciate, right? It's really for the people who struggle to actually get out and be consistent in the gym. You're not going to go and work out one time and all of a sudden get muscle, right? And you're not going to lose the weight. That's how it works, right? You need to be consistent for months on end before you start to see actual real meaningful change. And consistent with everything, right? With your actual workout routine, with your diet, with your sleep, with your stress management, anxiety levels, with your recovery time, all those types of things kind of combine together. And as a personal trainer, sometimes it's hard because sometimes you can have a client that they're working out with you, but like when they get home, they eat like crap or they sleep terribly or all of the above. They don't drink enough water. They don't do enough outside of the training to actually see results. Sometimes that's a problem. And there is always an aspect of like, yeah, as a person trying to improve their life, you have to make the changes. You can't rely solely on the person being the personal trainer to keep you accountable for everything, right? But when it comes to just isolating the training, the workouts, the actual going to the gym, the cardio, the muscular fitness, that type of stuff, that you can absolutely rely on the personal training for, and that's why he is there. That is why it is a profession. That is why so many people enjoy it, and that's why people pay the money that is required, despite it being an absolutely ludicrous amount of money. People pay it because of that fact that the personal trainer is there to teach them some new things, some new concepts, ideas that make the workouts interesting and unique and fun. Be a good connection, have great conversations, be a person that can keep them accountable, and actually at least the good personal trainers will help the person actually go and achieve the goals they want to do, their weight goals, right? Their weight goals, their life goals, whatever, right? So that's an interesting thing about the world of personal training that kind of gets overlooked a bit. That's like that's the reason why it exists. Is not like, yeah, you can go to the gym, work out by yourself, but you have to be the type of person to be consistent with it, right? Not many people are that. I'm lucky enough that I have been that because I'm a very disciplined person, I feel. And like again, I'm not trying to be boastful, not trying to be prideful, but I think based on what I've gone through in my life, I'm pretty disciplined when it comes to the gym and the consistency in the workouts. Other people are not, right? And you have to appreciate that, yeah, other people kind of need the help. They need a little bit of a push. So that's why, like, and maybe they don't have a gym partner they can have as an accountability partner. So a personal trainer is a great person to slide in there and combine and create a very good environment to allow someone to actually achieve results, right? So that's a good thing with the personal training is it's like I can make an impact on people, right? If I actually go and decide to go in there, I can make an impact on people. I can actually help people achieve things, make big changes in their lives, be the person to help them get there. That's a great thing, right? As a person who believes in God and a person who as a person who is trying to follow the ways of Jesus Christ, to serve others is like one of the biggest teachings. I was reading a verse today in Matthew how Jesus was saying, Matthew chapter 20, he who is the master among you, he's the greatest among you, let him be your servant, right? So you're not going to be exercising authority over people just because you think you're greater than them. The greatest among you is the servant. So I look at personal training and like that's a way I can help people. It's a way I can use my platform to glorify God. It's a way I can use my certification to get there. Obviously, I don't have it yet, and I hope I get there. And I'm going to do my best to pass these exams and actually get certified so that I can move forward and it can be an option for me. But I look at it and it's like that can be absolutely a great way where I can serve people. Kind of downstream from that, I'll just kind of touch upon this right now. The pricing is ridiculous. Like, what people charge for personal training is crazy. Like $75. We're talking like $75 a session, right? The cheaper ones are like $60 a session. Like that is, to me, that's crazy, right? Because I know it's a different environment, but when I was in Portugal, when I was paying my personal trainer, it was 20 euros a session. Obviously, different circumstances, different things we were working on, different currency, of course. But still, I look at that. That's the standard I have, and I'm like, $75? Like, Imagine you're training 3 times a week. It doesn't take a lot of math to realize you're giving this person over $1,000 a month to train you, right? So of course it has to be a big commitment. Or in my case, I don't plan on charging that much. If I'm going to be doing separate personal training, I'm not going to charge that much money for it because it's not going to be the thing that is going to be my career. I'm not making that, like, I don't want to hoard all the money for myself, right? I'll be perfectly content with it being like a side thing and I'll charge a more reasonable price, like 30 or 40 bucks for a session so that it's actually a lot more accessible to people. So that I can prioritize glorifying God, being the servant, helping them, also making a little bit of a living for myself, but not like so much, not from a greedy perspective, finding the right balance. I think that's the right balance. And that's kind of my philosophy. That's how I'm going to go about it if I do end up training people. That's how I'm going to be going about it. I'm not going to be charging these ludicrous amounts of money. And for like the exclusive personal trainers, they charge even more than that per session. And like that's crazy. Like it's insane. Like when I was working at the gym, here's just like a sidebar, like little secret story of the gym. I kind of poked a little bit. I was checking a guy in who was coming in for like his weekly or like bi-weekly personal training with one of the trainers there. And I was looking at the amount of money he spent. I'm not going to disclose it because it's confidential, but it was an absolutely ludicrous amount of money per month that this guy was spending on like 2 times a week or 3 times a week or something like that. Ludicrous. I'm not going to say the money, but like let's say over under 1,000, well over, dude, well over $1,000 a month. This guy was spending. So I'm not going to reveal more than that because it's confidential information. But I look at that and it's like that's why people want to get into personal training because it's a very successful business format and people will pay the money for those exact things that I described earlier, the keeping you accountable, the building a connection, something like that. All of those things can't really be measured in dollars, but people will pay those types of fees if you have like the credibility that you'll actually help them and you actually solve the problems that they have from like a physical perspective or even a social perspective, right? Me personally, I honestly I don't want to be charging that much, man. I feel like you're honestly scamming someone if you're making them pay you that much money to go to for an hour of your time, like a couple hours a week, right? To be with them and train them and talk to them, right? Like to me, it just feels like it's a bit much. I should definitely be charging a little bit so that I can make some money and that it's just like it's not nothing, right? You got to be, I want to be using the certification for something, right? The actual being certified for something, right? But I'm not going to be charging that much, right? Because I think that's kind of where like it gets a little scammy, where it's like it's a little scummy. It's like wow, like you can pay, right? You can pay $15 a month to go to Fit for Less or Planet Fitness and work out at the gym by yourself, right? And like $15 a month, right? And you can it's unlimited, right? You can do as many times in the gym as you want, right? And there's more than enough equipment, even on the basic plans of those gyms. There's more than enough equipment to actually to suffice, right? To actually go and do it, right? So that's another argument against personal training. You can easily go and do that, right? But again, you got to be the type of person that is able to be consistent if you actually want to see results. If you're not consistent, you won't see the results. And perhaps a personal trainer being in there will help you be more consistent, but they come at a premium very, very often. I'm going to be doing my best where my prices won't be at a premium. And if I end up doing it and going on that route, that will be the philosophy I go on. Again, I'm not fully certain if I'm even going to go on that route. I don't think I'm even going to go on that route. But if it happens, then I have the idea, right? I look at my Christian beliefs, I look at my how God wants me to serve others type of perspective, and I look at that. That's how I will go about it. So a lot of interesting things when it comes to the world of personal training. Again, there's a lot of kind of first of all, there's a lot of personal trainers that aren't actually good at what they do. They charge a lot of money. They don't actually help the people in the way that they ought to. They don't put their full time and effort into stuff, into the actual programs and stuff, actually developing something that can help someone actually make it and achieve their goals. And there's a lot of fakeness on social media, of course. So that's why it probably gets a bad rep at times because it's like a lot of the people that don't do it right bring the whole industry down, really. But there are a lot of great, amazing personal trainers out there that do it right. So that's what I'm saying. Is that's like it's a very interesting field. It's a very interesting place to be in. I don't know really how it's going to affect me, but I kind of given some ideas, spitballed a little bit here as to what I'm going to be trying to do. And again, I've just given you some insights into what you do, into the idea behind it, right? Another thing is like for personal training, you want to be making you want to be long term, right? Because again, you don't make the gains in a week, right? You don't make the gains with one session. You don't even make the gains in a month. I was looking at these statistics and I was learning these statistics. You lose 2 pounds of fat a month or something like that, or like 2 to 5 pounds of fat depending on how big you are and where you're starting from and how what your calorie deficit looks like. You'll lose 2 to 5 pounds of fat. That doesn't look noticeable in a big person until a few months down the line of consistent training, diet, sleep, all that stuff. Right? So a lot of people, perhaps they need the personal trainer as that kind of springboard, that helper, that accountability partner, right? So the more I've been learning about it, the more I've been realizing how that actually does make a lot of sense. That even if people charge a lot of money, the people will pay the money because of just the value that you can't really measure in dollars, the help that they will get from the personal trainer, right? So you need to understand that when you make a plan, you're making a 12-month plan. It's called periodization. You're basing it based on periods of time, where in the first period, you're going through maybe the introductions, the foundations, teaching them the movements, teaching them how to do things. If they have some muscular or joint disfigurations or something like that, like if their knees cave in on the squat or something like that, you need to help them and adjust to that. You don't want to put too much weight on them right away. Then the second phase is for the next few months, you're then growing into it. You're making things harder for them. And then in the final phase is kind of peak training, right? You're continuing to go harder and harder and harder. They now know what they're doing. You've taught them all you need to know. And you're just kind of getting the consistency, continuing with the consistency that by the end of the 12 months, the goal has been met or even completely surpassed, right? So that's why you make a periodization plan. To actually, you want to be, as a personal trainer, you want to be that specific. Plan every single workout, every single week out, because you care about your client, right? You want them to actually achieve their goals, and you're doing the best thing to get there, right? By planning it out over a year-long stretch, where in a year, you can reach those goals, all of those goals, weight loss, muscle gain, quality of life, athletic performance. Those are the types of goals that anyone will be looking for when they want to be working with a personal trainer, when they want to have a fitness goal of some kind. So as a personal trainer, it's up to you to be specific, be detailed, and actually, be worth the price that is being paid to you, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that, but for me, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. So it's just interesting. I find it very interesting, and I hope I pass the exam tomorrow. Of course, I'll update you maybe in the coming days as to what actually happened on that exam. I hope I pass it. I'm going to do my best. I've been studying hard. I'll be reviewing all the stuff one more time today. And hopefully, I'm feeling pretty ready. I think I'm pretty good to go. I'm pretty confident in terms of my knowledge of all of the things. So I'll update you guys on that. And obviously, if I actually end up being certified as a personal trainer, these are the types of things that I'm thinking about. These are the types of things that make sense to me when it comes to the world of personal training, when it comes to my personal values and beliefs surrounding personal training, and how I'm going to go about it if I do decide to go in there. But yes, I think this is just kind of like a summary, things that you should probably know when it comes to this industry, things that you should know when it comes to what I'm thinking about. Obviously, it's my podcast, so I'm just talking, spitballing here, talking about things that mean a lot to me, things that are on my mind. So that was really what the point of today's episode was. I think that's it. I don't really think I have much else I want to add, much else I want to say when it comes to this whole topic. But it really was like the insights to the world of personal training. That's what I'm going to title this podcast episode, Insights to the World of Personal Training. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something from some of these insights. And if you're interested in getting into this field or learning a little bit more about how you can optimize your training to do better, whether for yourself or for other people, maybe you should take a personal training course. It would help you. It will help you, and it will definitely teach you some things that you didn't know already. You might think you know everything, but there's actually a lot in there that you didn't even realize, right? So there definitely was for me. So especially as a person who's been training for 5 years, there's a lot in there that I still didn't know. So in life, you're always learning, you're always growing, and I recommend it if you really want to learn a little bit more about it. Even if you're kind of like me, you don't really know if you're going to be using it in the actual real personal training setting, but it's still something to kind of think about, something to learn from, and I think if you're interested in it, I would recommend to go and do it. Right, it'll cost a little bit of money depending on where you are, depending on what course you do it with, what company, what body of thing you're doing it with. It'll cost a little bit of money, but I think the knowledge is worth it. So that's my personal opinion. That is the Insights to Personal Training episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's really all I gotta say for today. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, subscribe on YouTube, follow the show on Spotify. If you haven't done any of those things yet, those are the ways you can show me that you did enjoy this episode, that you are supporting the show, and that you are entertained or you enjoyed the content, whatever type of content you may enjoy from me. I appreciate you if you're still here watching. Even that is enough to make me appreciate just kind of all of this, right? For me to keep on going, keep on moving, keep on doing the 365 days. We're getting through it. We're almost 100. Well, this is actually episode 265. So yeah, it's only 100 episodes. We're in the final 100 episodes of the show. So that's pretty crazy, first and foremost, considering all that's happened in my life. But yeah, if you're still here and you're watching and you're enjoying this type of content, let me know by showing your support. But even just being here, I appreciate you all the same. So thank you for watching this episode of the 365 Podcast. Continue to glorify God every day throughout your life. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow for the next one.